everybody, it is Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and I am here with Paul Del Pozo. He is a, what are you? You're the prop stream master, right?
You can call me a prop stream master or on team prop stream. You know, we kind of wear a lot of hats over here in our world. But yeah, team prop stream.
All right, got it. And what this video is all about is a couple different things. Number one, it is about pulling the absolute best cash buyer list that you need to reach out to right now during this whole situation that we're in. So I want to like literally deep dive this, show you the exact steps from Paul, who's the master at pulling these, so that you can follow these steps to pull the cash buyers. Because I'm telling you guys right now, I'm putting out the 90-day step-by-step action plan for what to do over the next 90 days while we are in this whole coronavirus situation, okay? And part of that plan, a huge part of that plan, is reaching out to your cash buyers and see who's still buying and what are they buying, because you need to cater your efforts, your proactive efforts, towards reaching out to these buyers and seeing what they want. It is more important than ever. So Paul's going to break it down and show us exactly how to pull lists of the hottest cash buyers that are still buying in our markets right now. Now we're going to pull it here for Phoenix, but this will work in any city. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, man. I want to show everybody, how to use this tool that they have, where that they could either get to kind of go through the period that we're in. So, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I echo your feelings on that. Really kind of shoring up your buyers list is probably essential right now, to have those conversations with them, figure out what they're doing, and also, shoring that up, getting more and figuring out, what those guys are doing. Right. So,
yeah, and believe it or not, right now, guys, people are still buying. I am telling you, and right now, it is such an incredible opportunity. If you are one of those proactive maniacs, I'm sure you are if you're watching this on this channel. Right now, I'm telling you, it is never, I feel like it's back when I started making calls in 2012 to distressed property owners. The conversations are going really, really, really well. Not only that, but we're going back into our database for all of the dead leads and all of the leads that had a longer timeline. We're going after those as well. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the cash buyers. I'm not going to talk much more. We're going to get into it, but we're going to pull the cash buyers. Also, we're going to pull vacant property lists, because I'm telling you, the vacant properties, nobody right now wants to kick out their tenants onto the streets. Right. They don't. And not a lot of people right now want to move out of their property unless they already have a property. So we got to go after the vacant properties really strong. It makes it so much easier to dispo these deals or sell these deals because nobody's in the property. People can go, your cash buyers can go and check out those properties if they're not locked in and quarantined, depends on where you're at in the country. But they can get to these properties and not have the fear of going and being around a lot of people. So vacant properties are going to be huge. And then we'll ask Paul at the end of this if there's any other lists that he thinks that we should be pulling as well. But let's deep dive this. Let's get into Phoenix. Let's look at the cash buyers and educate us on who are the best cash buyers right now in our market.
All right, so right now you guys want to dive into here and start, pulling your list of what's...
Guys, if you guys, a lot of you guys already are through it. Sorry, Paul. ttpdata.com. ttpdata.com. How long do they get for a free trial?
It's a 7-day trial. They can get in there and start playing around with it immediately, and then it rolls into an account. Awesome. But here, let's dive into this, guys. So if you're, let's say for this example, we're going to go into Phoenix, right? Phoenix, Arizona, and we want to find out our cash buyers. Immediately, I can just go into the filter box. I can go into our quick list choices, and I see cash buyers. I can hit that, which I will, and that's going to be a large number. You might want to refine it a little bit by selecting the property type, right? You want to select the single family, and now you have all the cash buyers for single family, right? It's still kind of broad. Well, extremely broad.
Very broad.
Let's refine it even more, right? Go down to ownership info. In this, because of right now, I would probably concentrate on the most recent or the most active buyers, right? So I would set that to max to 1, which is 1 year. These are cash transactions for single buyer or single family properties within this year. So you have 2,300. This might be a lot easier to get through in a day. You start calling, you could skip trace these numbers, start reaching out. Another thing, let me show you, is in the owner type. You might want to switch this between individual and LLC. Individual obviously is a lot easier to get those numbers through skip tracing.
Yep.
The corporate, right, you have those LLCs. You're going to have to go through a couple other steps to get that contact info, right?
Yep.
But this is the way to separate that. But this
And
would
by the way,
be,
guys, just to point out there, Paul, if you guys are going after the LLCs or corporate, what he means by the couple extra steps is you're going to have to go into a corporation commission in your states, or whoever organizes the corporate entities in your area. You can just Google it, and then you'd have to do, because this is public information. Except for everywhere, except for Delaware. And the public information is going to show you who the managing members are and their address. And that's how you would take that extra step to pull those addresses and the name and get the numbers. You then get it skip traced and get the numbers for that. But let's just stick with individuals right now and just see what that looks like in our market.
Exactly, man. So here, that's 722 cash buys of single family properties in Phoenix. Easy list to get through, right? As you say, pull this out and TTP, talk to people, find out what they're doing. Maybe they're not professional buyers, right? Maybe they're not buying tons of properties every year. Maybe they're just doctors or whatever, but you're going to be able to flush out this list and figure out what's there, right? So you would simply, select it, add to list, create a new list. Let's call this A, because I like to keep it on the top of the list. Phoenix cash buyers now, right now. So save. We get that list into the system, and then we can go in here in the system. Here's your list. And then you can take whatever action that's going to be on that list here. Where is it? You see, I have a lot of tests in here. There we are. Boom. 722. Right.
Now,
so
let me
this
ask you,
is your
Paul,
list here.
Is there a way to find people that have bought multiple properties?
Well, you can sort it, right? You can sort it by address. There isn't at the moment a way to kind of identify, buyer X has 5, 10 properties. Not at the moment, but you could obviously sort by name and see, the name, if there's multiples there for different property addresses. And all these columns here in your list can now be customized for what you need to see and view and actually export out, right? So if you go into the gear, you can select the columns that are of importance to you, right? Maybe you don't need that APN in front of you. Maybe you don't need whatever else in these different categories, or you do, right? So select what you need, select what you don't. It's going to make it easier for you to, one, look at the list, manage the list, identify whatever it may be on that list, and also on the export. A lot of times when we export stuff, we end up deleting columns we don't need, right? So that's one extra step that's going to help you on deploying marketing.
What about this? Up at the top, it says on market, just sold. What does that mean?
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about that is, so, we pull lists, obviously the list change, right? The people on the list will end up selling the homes, and we don't want to spin our wheels and spend marketing dollars or resources on chasing deals that really not leads, not deals, but homes or sellers that have already sold, right? So here, easily as these lists age, we can click on them and then identify what has changed, right? So now this 105 have just sold from this list. I can select it and I can go in here and delete these records, right? Because now I don't want them in my marketing channels, right? Why? They've sold, right? So now I can just focus on my—
Or it's a great indicator that says, hey, they just sold these properties and they might need to buy something else, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean,
if you look at it on that
way.
side, exactly.
The other thing that I would want to do is I want to look at price points. I want to look at right now what we've seen, Paul, is a big shift in the amount that people are looking to purchase these properties for. We're seeing in our market, people are typically, the stuff that's under 250,000 is selling really well. So I'm interested now. Listen, this is just showing us the past. It's not showing us the future buying patterns of these cash buyers. But I think it's important to look at some of these and maybe filter out some of these properties that are in that price range, because you could put it right there in the last sale amount, right? you know, yeah,
You can
exactly.
sort top
Sort
down,
that.
bottom up, or by
Because you can
amount.
see, look at all these, you know, $1 million ones. I want to get rid of all those. I would get rid of everything that's over, you know, 300,000. I'm assuming that's going to be people that are just buying as owner occupieds and
Yeah.
aren't necessarily investors. So
And
that's
there's two
something that I
ways to
would do.
look at that, right? And
Yep.
take that action in here. So there's either you generate the list like we just did and actually filter it out here, right,
Mm-hmm.
through these columns and then delete them or actually move them maybe onto another list for some other sort of targeting, right?
Yep.
Or, you know, originally where you created the list, that is a filter, right? So you can actually go to value
Yep.
and
Yep.
limit the max value, right?
Love it.
Or, you know, whatever values you don't want in that list, you can do from the front side. There's two ways to look at everything. So I just wanted to point that out.
Love it. What is excellent. And then from there, guys, pull it out, skip trace it, get it going. Let's talk about you know, with these cash buyers, when you guys are reaching out to them, the conversation that you need to have is you know, I am a proactive investor in town. I'm a wholesaler. I find really, really great opportunities. Just wanted to see if you were still buying, right? And if they're saying yes, then okay, what are you looking for? And then what you can do, guys, is once you start getting the criteria of 5, 10, 20, 50 buyers, all of a sudden you can go back in here, Paul, and you can literally search for those properties that they're looking for through PropStream.
Exactly. Like you can go in here and start creating your list for the type, for the exact type, and actually hyper focus on the exact type. And what we mean by that is, let's go back into Phoenix, and
Because
you can go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so you can really like dial in the specific type. Maybe these cash buyers are like, well, you know what? I don't want anything that's not a 3-2, you know, for whatever
Yep.
their parameters or reasons are. Or I don't want something over a certain square footage. You can actually search for all that. So depending on your list, whether they're very broad, very niche, you can get extremely tight on the parameters of it this way by coming into the property characteristics and applying the bedroom, you know, min max or the square footage and all that stuff right here.
Yep, love it. And then what I have found, guys, with the conversations that Billy Bell, my disposition manager, has been having with our cash buyers is they want things that are closer into town. They want it so the market isn't as expanded. It's a little bit tighter right now. It's a lot tighter right now. They want to be in, and they're looking in certain zip codes or certain neighborhoods, right? So you can literally do a map search if you want and then filter it out, right? You can draw a little map in the areas that they want. If they say, hey, listen, I want to stay between 7th Street and 7th Avenue between Thomas and Glendale, then you can pull that, right? And you can just pull that and you can look for any of the signatures of distress, right? Any of the signs that they are in distress. And this filter has, I mean, your guys' filter's bananas, dude, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So I did
absolutely
exactly what you're
bananas. Yep.
speaking there. I drew
Yep.
that out. You know, I took a random one.
Yeah, sure.
And whatever this filter set that I had in here, single family, individually owned, is what it's identifying. So you can really specifically look for what you're looking for, right? So let's do 3s. Let's say bathrooms, 2s, nothing smaller than that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're shrinking the list size, of course, right? But we're
Well,
really
and
kind of
then
identifying.
in your quick list choices, I mean, you've got all sorts of different signs of distress, right? You've
Exactly.
got vacant, you've got pre-foreclosures, you've got
These liens are great, man. These
some.
liens are fire. I recommend people check
Yep.
that list out
Yep.
because these are people that owe money, right? I mean, that's always an indicator that something's going on there. And in my wholesaling business, because I do operate one as well, like my
Yep.
mentality is, you know, if they've had or owed money or had financial issues, I want you in my database. I want to talk to you because maybe not now, but maybe in the future, I'll be there when you need us, right? So that's kind of the thought. And this is hot. So we've gotten pretty specific here, right? We're looking at 3-2s with liens, right? 3 of them, right? But this is hyper focused on what you're looking at. In the shifting market right now, this is the stuff that you might need to do to find exactly what the buyers that are active are buying, right? And this is one way to do it.
Yeah, and what having those conversations, if somebody's like, you know, I want a specific area, I'm looking for a specific property, what I would do there, I would draw that map and not I would, this is what we're doing. We draw the map, and then what we're really going hard after, Paul, is the vacant properties. Right. Because right now, kicking out tenants and moving is really difficult. And I mean, you can certainly get different different opportunities and work it, because this isn't going to last forever. We're going to get through this. But right. Going after vacant properties right now has been amazing.
It almost makes sense if you think about it, right? Like somebody's got a vacant property. It's either an income producing property that's not producing property. They're freaking out, right? So have that conversation.
And what I do, Paul, is I make sure with the vacant properties that we do at least a year, right? At least a year of ownership, because you'll find a lot of the vacants, if you do it like recently, they are flips. They are investors already bought them. They bought them at a discount, right? So I look for these, like exactly this list right here. I mean, we would expand the market, but if I'm looking for a specific buyer, boom, you're pulling it right here, guys. This tool is so powerful. And for the cost, I mean, $97 a month, you get to pull out 10,000 addresses a month. I mean, it's absolutely just pure gold. It really is. And we use this on a daily basis. We really, really do. I've got Jeremy and Jackie, my lead managers. They are pulling lists like this all day long. We're skip tracing. We're getting after them right now. We're text blasting them. I mean, we're really making an impact. And the conversations we're having right now, guys, is phenomenal. And because we're zeroing in on what our buyers are looking for, we know we can sell these. That's the most important thing. You know, in our head, sometimes we hallucinate and we think, oh, nobody's buying right now. Everybody's locked down. Nothing's going to happen. I can't sell deals. I'm going to put my business on pause. The people that are putting their business on pause are really going to be behind the people that are going to be proactive over these next 90 days.
Yeah, I heard somebody say along the last week or two, it's the game is the same, the rules change. So, just stay focused on what's going on, make more contact with folks, in every business really, but of course in real estate investing, your buyer, pool and your buyer relationships are more important than ever, right? I would say.
More important than ever. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten by. We've gotten by with just locking anything up and blasting everything out. And there's just been so many buyers out there, people that weren't typically flipping before. I was talking to Lauren Hardy, and she's phenomenal. She's a virtual wholesaler, and she was talking about if your hairdresser's talking about flipping houses, that the market's going crazy, and that's really how it was. Right. Just a couple weeks ago. So guys, we're going to get through this, but during this time, it is so critical. That's why I wanted, I wanted Paul on here to break this down, to really pull this. And if you've got any questions, make sure that you put in the comments down below, and we'll get Paul to answer them on the YouTube channel. Anything that you guys need, if you guys are looking for a specific list to pull, or if you're wondering about a certain area, he can certainly help you out. But I'm telling you, this tool is absolutely phenomenal right now, and using it and implementing it and really pulling it, it's been more powerful than ever.
It's it's a strong tool to reach the people you need to talk to right now. What I'm showing here on the screen is one of our quick list choices, the flippers, right? This identifies properties that have been bought and sold within the last 24 months. You can tighten up that range, but there too, those are going to be your rehabbers, right? What are they doing? Are they going forward? Are they continuing projects, right? Those are the conversations I imagine you'd want to have.
So can you pull that for the last 6 months or the last year? Love it.
Right. Same way. Did that reset? Let me start that over. But the same way, you go into ownership, length of ownership, you define that, and there it is. So it is 358. So you define that, and there it is. You can search for the most active.
Click on one of these leads, Paul. Click on one of these leads. Let's look at what information it's showing us. Okay.
Right, so we have transaction, right? We have transaction history. We see who these people are. We can identify the buy sell transaction there. And then of course in the property details, we have the names, right? Who to get in touch with. Obviously mailing, that might be slower than how fast you want to act right now. So, save this person, skip trace this person, and call them, talk to them.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, and have those conversations. Are you still buying? What are you looking for? I'd love to find it for you. Let me be your boots on the ground. Let me be your guy out there having these conversations, setting these. Let me put the best deals on the silver platter for you and bring it to you. And that's the conversations you need to be having with your cash buyers. And the way to have those conversations is to filter out and find the right people, and then get their phone number and call them up and make sure you understand what they're doing. And I'm telling you guys, just from a tactical standpoint, if you get 10 people, that's your goal. Get 10 people that are buying right now. Now, obviously, you can get way more if you want, but focus on, make it your goal to find 10 solid buyers right now that are going to work with you.
Yeah, solid advice, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, brother, what you put out, talk to people. It's now more than ever is the important time to talk to people. Sellers are home, buyers are looking to do stuff with people that are proactive. So, use the tool. It's got its unique way to find what you guys are looking for right now.
Yep. And listen, it's extra effort, and I get it. But right now, the people that are putting in the extra effort are going to win. And I always look at this business that I'm going to be doing this for the next 50 years. So I'm not worried about the next 50 days. But what I look at is what is happening right now so that I can bring value to the people that are looking for it, right? And the way to do that is to filter out these lists and be able to have those conversations with people. Because listen, believe it or not, there are people that their whole livelihood, their whole lifestyle, the way that they put food on the table for their family is by flipping properties or owning properties and getting rental. They still need to do it. Okay, so you need to help these people out. You need to match them up with the sellers out there in your market that have a problem. Listen, nobody's going to sell a property at a discount unless they have a problem. So you want to filter out your lists, look for the distress, and it goes back to what I've said a million times on this channel. The key to this business is quality conversations with distressed property owners. I am telling you guys, stay in the pocket, stay proactive. Talk to people. It doesn't matter if everything melts, you still have to talk to people. You still have to talk to people. And do you want to be in this business 5, 10, 50 years from now and be just having the lifestyle that you want and the financial freedom that you want? Because we know that the most proven path to financial freedom is discounted properties. And nothing has changed. So let's keep going after it. Let's take the advice that Paul's given us here. Let's find the buyers that are buying, get at least 10 of them. Let's get the lists of properties that are vacant in the areas that they're looking for, that have liens, that have some of these other signs of distress. Reach out to those homeowners. If you don't know what to say to them, go to talktopeople.com. I've got everything there. Join the TTP Insider. You're going to get all the downloads. You're going to get all the information that you need so that you can be confident making those calls and start getting these opportunities, start building up your lead pipeline, start converting those to signed contracts, start selling those contracts to the cash buyers that are buying now, and get paid during this time. You can do it all from home, guys. I am telling you, it is powerful. You guys got this. It's incredible. So other
check this
tips?
out. Yeah, check this out, man. What I really want to show you is this nifty tool that'll help you kind of analyze what's happening as we go forward, right? Like you said earlier, a lot of data is stuff that's happened, right? We're looking at things that occurred, but now we can kind of look at where things are going. So with the analytics, right? I'm going to show you where it is right here. If people don't know where it is, it's this button here. So depending on your location that you set in the search, it's going to now identify based on the category. So in this case, price growth, right? Let's see what happens, right? When we get 30 days from now, 60 days from now, where are things going? So you can quickly identify markets, right? Pockets of markets that are maybe hotter than others for, maybe you want to or need to look at other areas. Now that we're starting to get comfortable with virtual wholesaling, it seems, or virtual marketing, right? A lot of people are home right now. Maybe you will have to look at other areas, or maybe you want to look at other areas. So look at this, right? We can expand out anywhere. We were just in Phoenix. I mean, this is a nationwide tool, nationwide platform. So we can look anywhere. What makes sense to us?
What do these colors mean?
Right. So let's go back into the legends. This is 1 month growth. And this is going to be
means
growth.
What?
Price growth. Price growth, right?
Yep.
So we're going to see price growth. You can also look at MLS info, and you have these different categories of those data points, as well as estimated values. We can see where the values start going, right? So right now, obviously, some of this stuff is extremely helpful. some of this stuff is extremely helpful, like more on the local level. Like if you're trying to identify where the rentals are, maybe the high rents, low rents are, you could do that with rental values. But I think, like I was just saying, to be able to identify the price growths or stagnation or whatever it may be, that's really easy by going right here and looking at what's going on a monthly basis as we go forward. Let that populate here. Give it a second, it'll all fill in. Basically,
people are streaming too much on your side there, Paul.
Oh, did I just robot up on you?
I think people get it. Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, sorry. You know, bandwidth overload.
Well, awesome, Paul. Really, really great. Again, guys, ttpdata.com. You could test it out for a week. See if it's something that is a tool that you're going to use in your business. We use it literally every single day. My TTP family, almost all of them use it every single day. This company, PropStream, has been around since what, 2006?
2005 originally.
2005.
Yeah,
so
for a long time.
You know, this is not some new company that's coming out with data that hasn't been vetted for you know, almost a couple decades. So awesome, Paul. Really appreciate you jumping on this. Any other advice before we get out of here?
I'd say, guys, if you have questions, you know, just bring it to us. You know, send it to, through the channels that this goes out on. Reach out to me. Reach out to our team.
How do they reach out to you, Paul, or your team?
Well, you could search my name, Paul Del Pozo. You know, I'll pop up on any social media channel, or support@propstream.com. We have an excellent crew that everybody's working from home right now, answering people's questions or issues or concerns. People are wondering how to use this thing right now, right? So that's what our team is doing right now for you guys.
Love it. Thanks, Paul. And guys, get going. Start building up that cash buyer. Find 10 cash buyers today and have those call, get those conversations going. Find the 10 that are working and start getting them deals.
That's it. Do it, guys.
All right. See you, Paul. Thank you so much. See you guys.
Later. Thank you.
Talktopeople.com. If you guys need anything, check it out.